Hi there, welcome. My name's Shane, and today we're going to continue our journey into working on this David Brown 990. The issue with this is that when the tractor is cranked, the arms raise straight up and stay there. They will not go down for any reason. So I'm going to be taking all of this apart through this series. Today, what we'll cover is the removal of the components inside the right-hand Ramshaft bracket right here, the selector components, height control push rod, depth control push rod, and the sensing unit cable, getting it out of there. If you like what I'm doing with these tractors and this videos and all the stuff on my channel, and you're not subscribed, please think about doing so. It'll help me out tremendously. It's free to you. There's no cost involved in it. And it'll help me out so much. Go down below and subscribe, please. Like the videos. In order to get access to these components behind this cover, I'm going to lift the arms up and lock them in place with the lift latch. Now I have full access. Sorry for bumping the camera. Everything looks pretty good in here. Height control push rod looks to be complete. Depth control push rod looks to be complete. The sensing cable seems to be okay. I can see back behind here, you may not be able to see from your perspective, but the forks back here that control where this device right here goes, it's sitting underneath the height control, which is where it should be. I can't remember what to call that. Maybe I should have the manual close by. All right, components inside of here. This is a bracket that holds the height control push rod and the depth control push rod right there. There's a spring on top of the depth control push rod. This is the sensing cable that feeds out through here up to the sensing unit. This is a cam that works on top of the height control push rod. And that's pretty much it. It's a fairly simple setup in here. All we've got to do is take out this bolt, that bolt, and also remove this cam. One of the reasons I'm taking all of this out first is because when we take out that left-hand cover over there, this arm will be able to move past where it's supposed to be, and you can wind up breaking the height control push rod. Ask me how I know that. These cam bolts are on studs. Don't break the studs. It's nasty and greasy in there. Sorry about my hands being in the way. This is very tight quarters. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and remove that spring to give me some more access. You got to do it anyway. There's a little peg up in here that spring connects to. You see it right there? When that spring is disconnected from the depth control push rod, the depth control push rod will fall. You can see how that operates now. Just like that. Just in case. Don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it. Got it. It's like performing surgery. Of course, how would I know what performing surgery is like? I'm not a doctor. Now that cam should be free. Studs look okay. I didn't break anything, hopefully. In reality, you should have this selector in TCU mode when you're doing this, but since my selector is seized, I can't. When I push down on the height control, it basically goes nowhere. All right, so I'm gonna have to remove this stuff first before I can get that cam undone. And I'm going to be very careful. Because like I said, I can't move it into TCU mode to get the yoke to get out of the way. I'm going to move up to the sensing unit and remove this, or disconnect it. I don't want to break this cable. But there we go, it's out. All right, now that I've got the sensing cable free, I'm going to pull on it up here so you can kind of see what happens. See that how there's a lot of give to it now. I've got to take those two nuts off the end of it down there. Just going to grab it and move it out of the way. See how it's free now? It's not going to interfere when we go to remove the components. When you remove this, your depth control push rod is probably going to fall. Not very tight. Treat these components as unobtainium, priceless. So you can see right here, that spring that the height control push rod acts on is right there. Okay, there are two size bolts that go in here. This one I just removed is the longer one, and it goes in this right side. There's that. You can see a little ball on it that fits in the depth control push rod. Wow. There's the height control push rod. There's the spring. And the depth control push rod should be sitting right on top. It is. Grab it. And finally, the body. Do not drop this. That was wrenches, not the thing. Do not drop this. Finally, the cam. There's the cam. All right, now the back of this casting and the components of the selector system are removed. Studs look good. Everything from the back at least looks pretty good. In order to get this shaft out, we have to remove the sensing unit right here. And so this cable right through there needs to come out. Once it's unhooked from the sensing unit over there, you can reach in here and pull it out of the housing, which makes it a lot easier to get these two little lock nuts off and this little deal. Now this is for 990 tractors. I'm not sure what this looks like on an 880 or any of the other models. It's just two little lock nuts. Two little nuts that are jammed together. .5/16 wrenches. All right, you can see the cable comes through in the left-hand side here, and I need to clean that up just a little bit first. There's a little O-ring in there. There we go. Pull on it with a little bit of force. It comes out. Ooh, cable's frayed right there. There is an O-ring right there. There we go. The cable's out. Now that we've got all these components out, I'm going to go clean them up, and I'll see you at the bench. You've got the Ramshaft cam and the nuts and washers that hold it on to the Ramshaft. You've got the assembly here for the Select-O-Matic system. You have two push rods. You have the height control push rod, the depth control push rod, the bracket that holds them on, a spring and that attaches to anchor point in the top of the casting, and the two bolts. This bolt is the longer one of the two, the one on the right. And these are the components off the end of the sensing cable for my 990. Let's take a look at them. Height control push rod looks good. Roller rolls. You can see witness marks. You can see witness marks right here where it was riding on the cam. Cam fits onto it, and the little notch right there, cam fits right on top of that. There's a spring underneath the height control push rod. Depth control push rod has a little spring pin at the bottom. It keeps it from going too far up in this block. This looks pretty good. This is the shorter screw, or this is the shorter bolt. And then the block itself. That's what it looks like. If yours is broken, good luck. I do have, though, a diagram. I took measurements of this and created an STL file, a 3D file that you can use to have one of these machined. If yours is broken, you could have it machined. I'll put a link to those drawings down in the description below. Marshall Smart tried to 3D print one of these and use it, but it broke. So I'd recommend using metal if you can. There we go. Those are the components of the rear of the right-hand Ramshaft bracket. Well, all the components are out. They're cleaned up. I've gone over them with you. That's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.